Just put your foot on the gas and go.
Okay.
I have 4 children, okay?
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Oh!
Try to grab the penny off the dash.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay,
Yeah, the acceleration's phenomenal.
And that was 0 to 68 miles an hour in 0 to fast.
Surprise!
Welcome back to another episode of the Bad Ideas Garage. My name is Steven, and we have a special celebrity guest star with us today. Who are you?
My name is Jake Zilverberg. I'm the general manager at Hyundai of Albany here in Albany, Oregon.
We were at the Chamber of Commerce 2 weeks ago, and I said, Jake, you know what would be really awesome? I have this low-quality YouTube channel, and I like to do reviews every once in a while, and I'm an enthusiast of electric cars. Could I come and drive the Ioniq 6? And you said...
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And not only did he say, heck yeah, and then he's like, why don't we bring the 5 just for fun? And I've been looking forward to driving this car and at least seeing it. And I saw one last week with your dealer plates on it, which was great, at the YMCA. And I took a short of it. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't we do a review? So I saw you at the Chamber of Commerce. So you said, let's do this. And on top of it, the Ioniq 5 might be the very best looking car that you can buy today. So blow up the comments with you disagreeing with me or agreeing with me. This is a beautiful car. And so Jake, I want to say thanks once again for coming here, spending some time with the Bad Ideas Garage. And so we're going to look at all of the weird and fun and awesome things that you get if you buy one of these. And again, thanks to Hyundai of Albany. They got a new building that's coming up as well as going to be open in probably
February 2024.
There we go.
5 months away, 6 months away.
Awesome. So this is just an incredibly good looking car. And Jake, have you received any feedback from people specifically about this back area that honestly, it kind of looks like a Porsche 911 from the 1980s?
Yeah, a lot of people, I mean, I just bought my Ioniq 6 last week. So I've had multiple people waiting for me in the parking lot ask me, what the heck is this? And when I tell them it's a Hyundai, they can't believe their ears. So yeah, it does have a lot of replicacy of what Porsche looks like, especially in that back, like that corner part of the tail light. You'll notice a lot of the cubing in the design for Ioniq particularly. That's kind of the design scheme that Hyundai is going with just the simple cube and being able to design with it. So there's a lot of features and a little cool little nuances in here that incorporate that cube design.
I noticed that up here in the front, right here on the mirror. Yep. And then in these lights that I think that are just beautiful. Yep. And then I'm guessing that's like the self-driving sensors and such.
Those are going to be your sensors, and then these actually open up to allow air to breeze through, which will cool some of the system and allow for more aerodynamics.
Gotcha. And I just think that this is a phenomenal looking car. Let's go ahead and go into the car. And I saw this. I can't take credit for this, but I noticed that the key is a Hyundai symbol, which I just think is so awesome. And then Jake was showing me that his key has a couple other features on it.
So you can see it has the Hyundai symbol, which is funny is when we first started getting these vehicles, everybody's like, what is this design? And it took us a second to really realize what that is. But if you turn to the side here, you'll see these emblems. It says P backwards, P forward, and obviously holding for the trunk. But what this will do, this obviously isn't my car, this is just an example, but you can automatically start your vehicle with remote start. So you'd start it up. And basically if you're in a tight parking spot and you can't seem to get in between the cars to get there, you can simply hit this button. The vehicle will back out of the parking spot without you in it. You can control the whole time. As soon as you let go, it will stop.
It's the Smart Pack.
It's the Smart Pack.
The Smart Pack.
Who's got Smart Pack?
Smart Pack?
Just hit the clicker. Car packs itself. It's smart. It's wicked smart.
Smart Pack. And the good thing about those is when you push the little cube there, you can see what happens to the...
Yeah, and these are already...
So you touch that.
Oh, there we go.
And that will lock them, and then they go in.
Gotcha. Okay, so is this one... trim level wise, where does this fit? So this has a sticker of 53, and I know that there's a lot of government incentives that are out there, and there's the lease versus the buy. There's lots of stuff, and that's a time for another video. But I want to hear, where does this fit within the range?
Yeah, absolutely. So this one here is the SEL long range all-wheel drive. Okay. So in the trim level, it goes SE, SEL, and then limited. Okay. So there's 3 trim levels, but then there's 2 different drivetrains. All-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. Your front-wheel drive vehicles will have more battery capacity, but this guy will top out at about 280 on a single charge. And it charges from 5% to 80% in 18 minutes on a level 3 charger, which is pretty darn fast.
That's amazing. So for anyone who saw my Chevy Spark EV video, here's a link to that in the description below. We had that, and that was way back in the day. That was a 2015. So 2015 to a 2023 model. Mine had an 80 mile range, and so getting to 80% charge in 18 minutes was not that big of a deal because that's, you know, like 60 miles. Yeah. But this is going at a 280 mile range, getting 80% of that, and you said 18 minutes. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Yeah. I also did not know this is all-wheel drive. Yeah, that's really cool.
And it's typically in Oregon. That's all we order. We're going to only order all-wheel drive because that's the predominant stuff that we, you know, that's the need.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Because I'm a dad, I want to see, and these are really cool doors. You just pop open just like that. This is just massive back here. This is huge, and I'm 6 feet tall. That's where my seat is, and to get a car seat back here, this is amazing. And I have to say, these materials are really, really solid. There's my water bottle, but there's the car seat anchors here, of course. And again, as a dad, that's really important to me. You have some cup holders, really simple. Is that a pass-through?
You know what? That's a good question.
let's find out.
That's not a pass-through.
Like I said, that's not a pass-through. That's okay. But you have your own vents back there, which my current, you know what? My current family car doesn't have vents back there, so maybe we'll be talking later. But you have USB-C ports back there as well. And now that we're back here, why don't we see, okay, how do we open this up? I'm going to guess it's the cubes.
It is the cubes. Again.
So this looks like it's almost like a fastback. Yep. Oh, so this is power operated though.
Power operated.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah. So you can simply close it this way, or if you're going to be closing it and locking it up for the night, you can hit that button, it closes it, automatically locks your doors afterwards.
I've always been wanting to know what the heck that was. Okay, and so I'm guessing that's a tire inflator kit, you know, not a full-size tire, which is pretty typical these days. This is a couple of other things. This is literally just pulled straight off of the lot. Yep. Again, right there. Big shout out. There we go. See what I did there? Hyundai of Albany. Got it right this time. Is there anything under here?
Yeah, so under here.
Ooh, is there? There's.
You're going to have your charge cable that comes from the factory.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You can simply plug it in at home. It's ready to go. You plug it in at home. It is going to be on 110, so it does take a little bit longer to charge.
Yeah, so and that's what I did with mine. I just ran it off the 110.
And it has a frunk.
Let's go do that. And then this is the charge port.
Yep.
Okay, that is kind of Tesla-y, just like you said. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay.
And then you touch that button to close it.
Very nice. Okay, and this is that's the level 3 charging right there. If you've never seen that before. Okay, so you just do that. Boom. And what's the hold button that's in there? Yeah, this one. Oops. There it goes. Okay.
The hold button will, when you plug it in, it will automatically lock it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so that's really handy. And this is, I'm guessing, the charging indicator as well. Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. So I'm just going to go boop. And look at me. I'm very fancy. My car doesn't have this. Again, we might be talking later. This is amazing. All right, so before we get inside, let's go ahead and get into the front. Is there something in the inside we got to go do?
Yeah, so it's just like regular. If there was a real engine on there, you know, or a gasoline engine, just pop it there.
All right, and a little feel right here. Yep. Oh, one-handed. There we go.
Small front, but a place where you can store some things, lights, anything like that.
Yeah, that's pretty small. Really frunky. There we go. So we're just going to go ahead and. Okay, just regular old, everything that we expect there. But finally, let's get inside. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get inside. All right, so honestly, the first thing that I notice when I get in here is these materials. Mm-hmm. These materials are just amazing. And that's one thing that the Chevy Bolt had some critical elements about, was that the materials were not very good. The new one is admittedly better, but this is a whole nother ball game. Granted, this is also, it is a more expensive car. And so I did realize, because I have driven this for just a little bit, that you just start it by, put my foot on the brake.
Exactly.
There we go. And somehow
the windshield wipers go automatically on.
There we go. But there is just, I'm going to close this door. That is a very, very satisfying thud from that door. Turn this down. This is touchscreen. All of this is touchscreen.
Yes.
And I will say that I really like that there is a separation between the screen, which is great, and you have some buttons that you can press. Yes. They're tactile buttons.
Yeah, they're not compressible. They're by the touch, just like our smartphones and things like that. Even all the way to your dome lights are touch.
Oh.
As well.
Oh.
So.
Very, very nice. Okay. And let's just see. So so you can check your camera system.
Yep.
I did notice that this had when I was backing out of your dealership, not trying to hit anything,
Yes.
that I was able to see a whole bunch of stuff. It's a pretty high quality camera. You know what? Why don't you just tell me the things to click on or to touch,
Absolutely.
and we'll go through whatever we want to go through.
Yeah. So if we're gonna hit that there, and again, it's gonna be touchscreen. So let's just say we go here. Obviously, there's all kinds of different settings that you could do in here. Your seat warmers and things like that will be controlled by the screen itself.
Mhm.
But I guess some of the little things that make this a little bit different would be something like if we get to media and we did sounds of nature.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have preloaded sounds of nature in here.
Okay, if I get copyrighted from Hyundai from having this.
Sailing ship. City at dawn. So basically, my favorite is, and my kid's favorite is either rainy day, but if you're in Oregon, you kind of get that naturally, or moments of meditation
When you're in traffic.
when I'm in traffic, or fireplace.
That's a very odd sensation. So
Right.
I'm a volunteer at the Oregon Fire Service Museum, and this
Yeah.
is like I'm hoping that this is contained in a fire because we're coming out of fire season. Thank goodness.
Yes. So obviously, it comes with Sirius XM radio. A lot of our vehicles will come with 90 days free trial of that. You've got Apple CarPlay, wireless connectivity. You've
I
got
saw that down there.
Bluetooth speakers, all that type of stuff. I'll go ahead and turn that off for now. More stuff on the screen. There's obviously a lot of information on these things. We could talk all day about them.
Yeah, I love that it tells you the efficiency over here, but there is so much more data than mine ever had.
Yeah, you can do your charge times. You can put your schedules in there to alert you to let you know exactly when you need to charge if you forget. This will always tell you basically when you're plugging in how long it's going to take based off the charger that you have inputted into the vehicle,
Okay.
how long it's going to take and things like that. You can also monitor it from your BlueLink app on your phone as well, so that will communicate with that. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about this throughout.
Did that tell you the closest? Was that the closest charger?
Yes,
Oh, and so that's saying that it's a dual level 3.
yes.
Ah, that's awesome.
Obviously, it's got the map, it's got the navigation. Those are pretty similar to what everybody's used to.
Yeah.
So other than that, yeah, it's a normal call from that standpoint. The sounds of nature is something unique to Hyundai. That's why I pointed that out. And then going over here, the nice thing about these guys nowadays is if you don't want to reach in here and start reading the manual,
Oh, yeah.
you can click the user manual and you can kind of get some information off of that. It
Yeah.
doesn't have everything in there, but it does have some things.
What's quiet mode? Oh, that's oh my gosh, that's really cool.
Especially for the kids.
Honestly, we might be talking later about the lease deals and the buy deals that are coming up.
I didn't ask them.
I see what you did here.
So yeah, that's what we have. That's what you got on the screen. Down here, again, like you said, it's really nice to have some compressible buttons sometimes because there's some cars that it's all screen and sometimes that's not the most efficient to go away upon things. And so Hyundai really designed it where you have multifunctions. If you want to work from the screen, you can. If you want compressible buttons, you got it. You got dual climate control. I can have a different temperature than you. You can also obviously control it on the screen as well. So that would be an example of, do I want to control it here? Do I want to control it there? Okay.
Gotcha. And so do some of those controls carry over to here as well in terms of like climate settings? Can you do that there? Or is climate?
So yeah. So what you can do is on these favorite buttons or even on these mode buttons, you can program the car
to do.
So if you're like, I want to go to climate control, I'm going to hit my favorite. Boop, it's going to pop up. You can also do pre-settings in there too. There is a lot of things on this vehicle. You can even change the sensitivity of the pedal or the noise that the vehicle makes and the loudness of it.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was cruising around and creeping around, it does make the legally mandated noise of hey, we're here.
Yeah.
I love the way that this looks. And what are these right here? They're more cubes.
So yeah, so if you put your foot on the brake, hit reverse, you'll notice those cubes.
And we'll go through the way that this operates. You twist this down to go into reverse. Okay. All right.
Your lights turn red.
And I have my microphone on. You probably can't hear that. And then if you want to just do a half turn up, that's neutral.
Yep.
Okay. And then do it again. Okay. And then blue, and that means we're good to go. And then when you want to stop, you boop.
Hit the park button.
And the first time I drove this, I didn't even know how to do any of this. And it was really intuitive. I'm like, okay, am I moving this? Blah, blah, blah. And
I didn't realize that until I got into the car. I'm like, I hope he knows how to shoot.
Yeah.
You figured it out. Obviously, I mean, it's pretty simple once you get it. And that's one thing about Hyundai that's really, really nice is they're still staying true to some of the old school features, but they're making it newer and funner and really, really creative. And that's what's exciting about being with Hyundai right now.
So in terms of, we're going to get over here, which is more driving experience. Of course, we have, the windshield wipers and we have the blinkers, a lot of the normal stuff. But I'm mostly curious about, okay, we're in an EV. What are these pedals? Like these would be like flappy pedal gearbox, right?
Even though this vehicle is full EV, okay, you can actually use the regenerative braking to slow the vehicle down and charge the vehicle as you drive. So for me, for example, if I'm slowing down, because with EVs, because they have the regenerative braking, when you come off that gas, they slow down a little bit faster than regular ICE vehicles. So on this side, for example, I can hit this button, and the more I hit it, it will slow the vehicle down more, utilizing the regenerative braking to make the vehicle come to a full stop.
Okay.
So in essence, I could stop the vehicle with hitting that rather than the brake.
Yeah. So are these just in terms of how aggressive it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, there's 4 levels, right? If I hit it.
Oh, I see
So
over
that's on the
there.
third.
Yeah.
And if I come back here, it's releasing that.
Gotcha.
So it's like an upshift, downshift in a sense.
Can you get it so aggressive that this turns into one pedal driving?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So because I did notice that we have the auto hold, which is pretty cool, and it'll hold you in place, and you don't have to press the pedals.
Yeah.
But when I drove the Bolt, it has true one pedal driving. So when we get it out, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I will say that the Bolt was pretty herky jerky. When I drove it over here, it was in eco mode, so it was very soft. Everything was very like
Yeah.
So I'll have to take a look at that. But this car only has 74 miles on it. And the range says like 300 miles left, I think is what it says. So
so you can actually see it there.
Oh, there it goes.
So 302, it's at 94%. So I was a little off on the SELs. Forgive me, guys, but
yeah. But the cool,
nice
there are more miles on charge that there are on the car currently, which is wild.
Yes.
Great. And then we'll probably see more of this when we're driving. So you have like the voice command, which is pretty normal now. The drive mode button, which I found that out in a video that you'll see later today about
Did you notice the graphics?
Yeah. So when you press the drive mode button, it changes. That's pretty cool. Eco, and then normal. But yeah, now that it's in sport mode, we're just going to leave it in sport mode.
Might as well.
And so in terms of, there's radio controls, etc. So is this your lane centering, or is this like a heated steering wheel?
That's your lane follow assist.
Okay.
Because this will have lane assist with sensors that will read the lines in the road from beneath the vehicle.
Yeah.
That would do an overview, and also for the vehicle in front of you too.
Okay. And this is your distance.
Yep.
Okay, this is your following distance. This is probably menu.
Those are different menus.
Awesome. Okay, you got a compass.
That's cool. That will show you your
torque.
all-wheel drive and your torque.
Oh, well, don't tell me that right now, man. Okay. Well, we don't have all day, because otherwise I'd be sitting there like, we're going to go on another drive and we're going to go see where it goes.
We're going to do chapter 2.
Oh, jeez. Well, smart cruise control turns that on. Okay. So that's a little bit different, that you can see that turns on and off. So is there a system that stays on all the time? Like a warning, and then this makes it more aggressive, like actually activates the system?
So that's going to be a lot more active in the day-to-day driving on the highway. They don't advertise it, but you could drive around town for 45 seconds with your hands off the steering wheel. We don't recommend it from the dealership, nor does the manufacturer, but just being real with you guys, like I've driven them multiple times, and you can. But it does definitely increase the safety, because with your hands on the steering wheel, especially out here when it's dark and when it's rainy in Oregon, it's a really nice feature to have, because you have triple coverage. You got the sensors under the vehicle, you have the sensors from here, and then you got the sensors from the front of the vehicle too. And
honestly, this is a very nice feeling steering wheel, and it's got a flat bottom, which makes me feel pretty hardcore that I'm in a Hyundai with a flat bottom steering wheel. Exactly. So take that out. You don't need to spend $70,000 in your car. Yes, shots fired. Like and subscribe. So over here, mirror control normal, and then traction control off, which I probably would leave this on the whole entire time. Some lighting, your parking brake, which this is interesting. This is just a normal parking brake, which normally I would expect over here, but the windows are here, and that's over here. And then you have the trunk, and then in the front, that's the charge port door. And then you have the frunk down there. So. Gosh, that's like a 45,000. Oh, and then you have HomeLink, I'm guessing.
Yep.
HomeLink, some nice lighting.
HomeLink. SOS. These are Hyundai's connected services for either concierge or if you have an emergency of any kind on the side of the road. Hyundai has the ability to link your GPS to the closest EMS to get you service as fast as possible. That comes 3 years free.
Wow. Okay. Because I know that like OnStar, they're doing that forever.
It's Hyundai's version of OnStar. They give you 3 years complimentary of that, along with 3 years complimentary maintenance.
Wow, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Wow. So I don't know, man. I think it's time for us to go on a little bit of a drive.
Absolutely.
All right. One thing that you just point out before we go. So the storage down here is open, and when you have an EV, the way that the mechanics are, it's just different about the location of everything. So you have a full EV storage that's down here. Wireless charging is right here. And then you have some storage that's right here. That's actually pretty deep with USB-C charging. And then over here on the door, these are actually transparent, which is really cool. But my wife has a massive, gigantic Stanley Cup that I'm not sure. I mean, they do expand. And even this plastic feels like it's pretty high quality. I love this material, whatever the heck it is. But I honestly don't think her Stanley would fit in there. So, all right, Jay, I found one thing I don't like about it is that my spouse would be like, where am I going to put it?
Get a smaller Stanley.
Oh, all right. So I'm getting permission right now. I've put the car into sport mode, and we got the 5 and we got the 6. And I'm actually going to turn the camera around and point it out this way just to see what happens. And I don't know anything about the stats of this car versus that. And we're going to see what happens, okay? All right, so is there anything else besides just, go? Yes. Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, he gone. Oh, he gone. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, that was amazing. Okay, we're gonna go on a drive, and I've already gone through how to get it into reverse, so I'm gonna get into reverse. Got the sensors. We are going to go, I'm gonna leave it in sport mode just for a little bit, but I will make sure that no one is going to be losing their lunch today. The steering, so I'm doing just a full point turn right now, lock to lock. Seems pretty good. It seems a little light. I do have the mode that tells me where the power is going, and it's definitely showing where it's going to all 4 wheels. And I'm going to ask this, if it's okay, if I give it a little bit more if I give it a little bit more throttle than I normally would be giving it. Are you okay with it?
I'm good with it, but notice how your screen is blue and everything like that?
Oh.
Get to your drive mode and push the button, because it resets.
Okay, so that's...
So if you see...
So, it's telling me to look my surroundings. Is that just because I'm stationary?
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's because of that, but if we hit that, then it goes off.
Okay, so, I mean, should I put my... Is there like a launch mode or anything?
No.
Okay.
You're in sport mode, you're off. You don't even have to get your foot on the brake. Just put your foot on the gas and go.
Okay.
I have 4 children, okay?
Okay. Ready?
Yep. Try to grab the penny off the dash.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay,
Yeah, the acceleration's phenomenal.
And that was 0 to 68 miles an hour in 0 to fast.
Yeah.
And hello, random person that's like wondering what the heck that we're doing. That was amazing, and it's like it's just, I can't even describe it.
Yeah, and it's very receptive. And like I said, that's on just the standard sensitivity pedal. You can do it on super sensitive, and it's instant.
Because you have the 4 different levels. But we're going to be driving it normally because we're just going to go on a regular, some back roads because we have to get back. Some EVs have some weird brakes because you have the regen that's in there. It's like, when does the regen kick on? Are the mechanics going to be involved, etc.? And when I drove over, I didn't even think once about the brakes. When I drove the Bolt, you could still feel a little bit between the two of them. And then when I drove the Polestar's brakes were wonderful.
Yeah.
This, I haven't even thought about the brakes. And so on the way over, I was talking about that if you're looking for a car that is just a replacement of your regular car, that's one thing that you don't want to think about. Is like, is this going to be different? I will say that the weight of this steering wheel in sport mode is heavy and progressive, and I'm not really going that fast. And this is heavy. This is like, I'm driving a Mercedes type heavy. This is amazing. And then just it feels, there's no transmission, right? It just goes.
It's seamless.
And it's seamless. So I'm gonna play a little bit with these gearings.
So you notice how it's blue there?
Because I'm recharging.
You're charging.
So I'm just gonna take my foot off the gas, and I move this to one of the more aggressive modes, and I'm pretty quickly coming to, I'm gonna do one more.
And you can hold it down too for more.
Ah, there we go. Okay, and this is like the E pedal, as they call in the Bolt. I didn't have to press the brakes whatsoever before coming to this very, very steep turn. And it's no big deal.
No.
So I'm now in the most aggressive mode of like one pedal drive. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm in one pedal driving mode.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay, so in the Bolt you have like a button that you press, but this you can actually switch between the aggressiveness, which is good because in the Bolt, honestly, I was getting sick in the one pedal driving. So I'm going to move this to, okay, I tapped the right one twice. Yep. There we go. So I have a little bit more aggression than what it was for regen. So I take my foot off the gas and it'll regen just a little bit more. This is where I'd have it. And honestly, it's just lovely. These roads are bumpy.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is great. In terms of the self-driving capabilities, we're not going to be doing self-driving capabilities on a public road in terms of testing, but it feels like the car is solid and planted, especially with this crazy heavy steering, which honestly I love. My C43 that I have, the Ute, has really heavy steering. It's all mechanical. But I can, you know what, I'm gonna put on the self-driving button that we were talking about. Okay, I lied. We're actually trying this right now.
The lane follow assist.
That's the one. And my hand it's hovering. I don't have to though. I can feel that even with the anomalies in the road, this is aggressive, and this is considered to be a level 2, right? Autonomy.
They haven't defined it as that.
Gotcha.
Right now, they define it as an extra safety feature because, in essence, they do want your hands on the steering wheel.
Yes.
But for blogs and things like that, I mean, like I said,
is it going to turn?
I don't know. We're going to see.
Well, there's a car there. You got 4 kids.
Yeah.
I got 2. Okay. Is it going to turn? Oh, it's turning. Oh, it's turning. Oh, it's turning. Okay.
Only for a little bit.
Okay.
So that's not advertised. We're not going to be trying to do all of that, but it will assist you. If you ever get a little fatigued, what I've noticed is like you go on long drives and you got your hands on the steering for so long, it is nice to take them off for a moment and you know that the car is smart enough to do a little turn or anything like that.
Okay. Again, I came to a stop and I did not press the brake pedal until I got to the very end because I was probably going to roll over the line a little bit. Let me see if I can pull out into traffic. Oh, no big deal. Okay.
All-wheel drive hugs the road, for sure.
Yeah, I love it. It tells you, I mean, there's more power going to the back, which is great. So, I mean, this thing can do whatever split it wants in terms of torque.
Yeah, the vehicles, and this goes for other brands as well, but a lot of the vehicles that have that monitoring system on there, it just shows you, one, where the energy is being distributed, also what tires have the most traction. So if you're driving in the snow with this guy, because you absolutely can, it's nice to know when you're driving in the snow, what tire do I have traction, what tire do I not? So I can learn can I take this turn a little bit more aggressive than I should, or whichever.
Yeah, so we went on a little bit of a rabbit trail there, because I was in a traffic situation, but the lane, what do you call it? The lane follow assist. Lane follow assist. I mean, I can feel it. My hands are on it. Besides the little experiment we did there, and I mean, it is really phenomenal. You can feel it actively keeping you in. So if you do put on, like if you're on the freeway, we're not going to do the freeway now, but if you're on the freeway and if you put on your blinker, does it do anything like the other brands do where it'll like try to like merge in or find the space? Does it do anything like that?
Like by itself?
Yeah.
It does not.
Gotcha, okay. What I can tell you is that the maintenance bill for this is going to be much less than that BMW Active Hybrid that's over there.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, anyways, got it. I'm throwing shade at everyone today.
All good.
Because I guess that's what I'm going to be doing. So, again, like and hate in the comments, please.
We love all auto brands. It's just, we're honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm the Mercedes owner, so you can go ahead and make fun of me for that.
Mercedes truck.
Yeah, Mercedes truck. Yeah, that's right. As a truck owner. This is a nice replacement if you're looking for a car. And I know everyone's going for SUVs. I have my thoughts about that. But everyone's going like, I have to drive an SUV or whatever. Yeah. I like cars. And I like the size of this car in particular because the back seat's big for kids. And even though it's kind of got the bubble butt in the back, I don't really have a blind spot, so I noticed that as well. This is just, I didn't even adjust my mirrors like I probably should have. And it just works, you know, just does the thing. And now I'm in eco mode. Everything's just really soft. The steering's really light. Gosh, this is just a really nice replacement for a regular car if that's what you wanted to do. And also because sadly our video's coming to an end here. I want to say, Jake, thanks for hanging out.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
This has been a pleasure, and we'll get that Ioniq 5 out here soon because that thing is just we're pulling up to it right now. It's just a beautiful car. These cars are just absolutely stunning. All right, so once again, thanks to Jake from Hyundai of Albany. And I'm just going to drive it back to the dealership. A couple thoughts in terms of comparison with other EVs. This is a phenomenal vehicle, and I've said that the Bolt EV is the best value of a car that you can buy in America today. I really sincerely think that, especially because of the $7,500 tax credit that you get for a buy or a lease. It's my understanding that on Hyundai you only get it for the lease, but there are all sorts of things. Talk with Jake if you're interested in hearing about how you can get that on a lease and then end up buying it, blah blah blah. But these are just completely different cars. The Bolt is still a phenomenal car and is probably my choice if you're looking to buy a very value-based, focused commuter. It just is phenomenal. When you step up to a car like this or the Polestar, it's just a completely different experience. So, and I'm granted, you can get, for the upper 20s is what you're going to get a Bolt, and then the Bolt is eventually going to work its way up to like in the mid-30s. This car, starts in the mid-30s and works its way. This is a $50,000 car, which sounds like a lot of money. $50,000 is really not far off the average price of a car in America. It's a little bit more from the last time that I checked from an average price. So you're looking at an average cost of a car. You do still get better materials. I have to say the Bolt has really stepped up the materials. But this car is a competitor with the Polestar. The Polestar starts in the upper 40s, and it can get more expensive. But this really is reaching up into that market, which is phenomenal. And even though the notoriety of Hyundai brand versus Volvo brand, I mean, Hyundai's doing an incredible job of making some very, very nice electric cars. So thanks again, Hyundai of Albany, for letting me drive the Ioniq 6 and also getting into the Ioniq 5. Absolutely beautiful cars, both of them. And talk with my buddy Jake if you're in the Albany area, and he'll give you the whole rundown about both of these vehicles and the other EVs that Hyundai makes. And there's going to be a couple more coming out, he mentioned. Really excited about seeing those, and maybe we'll put some more on the channel coming up. So that's what we have for this episode of the Bad Ideas Garage. Like and subscribe below. With my young kids that I have at home, I'm going to be doing more reviews and maybe some less projects. I do have the Beretta Z26 that's coming home soon, a very easy and light project. And then a couple of things at the Fire Museum, of course. But I think I'm going to be doing more of these reviews, especially because Jake's been so cool about it. And especially with Hyundai's and then the new dealership that's going to be opening across the freeway. So like and subscribe below if any of that sounds interesting. If you're interested in EVs, fire trucks, or really anything in between. I'm Steven for the Bad Ideas Garage, and we'll catch you later. Is that we're going to do a review and a test drive of both the Hyundai Ioniq 6 and the Hyundai Ioniq 5. And honestly, this right
Ioniq
here.
5.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's his video.
Oh my gosh. Ioniq, what did I say? Iconic?
Iconic. But
Okay.
it is iconic. It is pretty iconic, but it is the Ioniq 5 and the Ioniq 6.